I think that fight was tougher than he thought it was going to be. He had a way out and he took the way out.
Did you see that the UFC had Cyril Gane and Alex Pereira facing off against each other?
That's probably the only situation that could be concocted to get Alex a heavyweight title. Wait, hold on.
Oh, wait, what?
There's new drama. The Tom Aspinall had medical records drama. Did you plan on touching on that or no?
Oh yeah, let's go right ahead. You want to talk about that? Because let's go ahead. I love this. This is the best part. I want you to bend the knee. I want you to apologize to my boy Tom Aspinall. I want you to do what you like. You swore up and down like, oh well,
I didn't swear about shit.
We all saw way out. He quit.
My exact words were, I think that fight was tougher than he thought it was going to be. He had a way out and he took the way out. Should he have continued to fight? No, I don't think he should have continued to fight. If you're not 100%, why would you continue in the most important fight of your life? So I do not think he should have continued. Could he have? I do think he could have. Now, if you don't know, so we're talking about UFC 321. Tom Aspinall's a little bloody, got dotted up a little bit more than people thought he was going to. He got very clearly poked in the eye, 2 eyes. And then he just, whatever, I'm out, I'm done. Then his father filmed anybody who would look at Tom's eye. His father had a camera, like, what do you think? And every single person in those vlogs was like, there's nothing wrong with this guy's eye. All of them. Anyway, here we are 5 weeks later. Now we have new medical records. And the new medical records say he's got all sorts of issues. He's got a cracked orbital. When he looks up, it gets blurry. All sorts of major issues. I am not a medical professional. I am not going to go as far as this comment and say that's a fake medical report. There's no way. There's no way he's faking that. There's no way. I believe the medical report. Now, do you think he maybe went fishing around to find a doctor that would write that? Sure. Very possible. But I'm just going to take it at its word. A medical professional wrote that document. I'm going to take it at its word. My take for all of this now is, okay, so we have a Tom Aspinall who is 5 weeks removed from the eye poke, still can't see. He's not been cleared to train. This guy still cannot see. Also, and now he's doing social media videos, like trying to be like, oh, Cyril Gane's a cheater. Dana White's you can't see, you can't train. This division needs to move on. It needs to move on.
Wow.
If we're doing an interim title fight because Ilya's getting a divorce and said he won't fight till Q2, why are we not doing the same thing for heavyweight? And obviously it just happened, but he's not even cleared to train. And he's still blurry. He looks up, it's blurry. We need an interim title fight.
Did you see that the UFC had Cyril Gane and Alex Pereira facing off against each other?
When? Where?
It was at a UFC Fight Pass event or something like that. They were somewhere together. I want to say looked like it was in the UK somewhere, and they were doing a face-off. I would not be surprised if that ended up being for an interim title.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
And I was rooting. So Tom, I do not think Tom is an actual quitter. I don't think Tom's a coward. I don't think any of that stuff. I do think that fight was a lot tougher than he thought it was going to be. There was an opportunity to be done with it, and he was done with it. And it was the correct choice to make. I also think Tom Aspinall and his father might be the 2 worst PR people on planet Earth. He couldn't have handled that worse. Yeah. Tell your dad to shut the hell up at this point. Shut up. Like, stop. You're fighting with random people. That's making me look stupid. I went from like universally loved to now 50-50. There's people that are die hard. Tom's the best in the world. And now there's a whole bunch of people that are like, John was always going to beat him. Like, his stock took a major hit. And he was the one who got illegally poked in the eye. All because of how he handled it, how his father handled it. The whole thing is an absolute hot mess of a disaster. This social media video he did you watch the video or you just saw the Instagram post?
I just saw the Instagram.
Dude, he did this whole video like, oh, I'm a bully. I'm mean now. It's like, dude, what the hell? Just be you. Like, most of your chat doesn't like me, but at least I'm me. I'm just me. I am me. More people would dislike me if I was fake. And that's what's happening now. Like, just figure out who you are, be that person. If he just said, yeah, dude, that guy's way better than I thought he was going to be. The eye poke sucked. I'm not fighting this guy at 70%. No way was I going to continue. That sucked. We'll do the rematch. Instead, it was like, took it way too far.
Yeah, I mean, you went all in on him, after that, the night after that fight. We did a show couple of shows together talking about it, and you went all in on it. You went hard in the paint. And so
I think he had a way out and he took it.
I was waiting for you to bend the knee, but you went the complete opposite way. You doubled down. So
I'm not. So again, this guy said I'm victim blaming. Where did I say he should have continued?
Okay.
I'm not blaming him for getting poked in the eye. I'm not saying he should have continued. I'm not saying any of those things. People need to listen to the actual words. I think there was a way out and he took the way out. And I think he should have taken the way out given the way things were going and the circumstances.
But just as a fan, you paid for the pay-per-view. You want to see the main event happen. The fight didn't happen. And a lot of people were upset over the situation. No, and this goes on, and we've had this conversation on to my face is blue, basically. And it just comes down to we always blame the guy who didn't make we blame the guy who made the weight and we don't blame the guy who didn't make the weight. Same thing with this situation. We never blame the guy who did the eye poking. We always blame the guy who decided not to fight, who got poked in the eye.
Sure.
Like, wait a second. This guy, he got poked in the eye. He can't see, or it's blurry, and you want him to continue fighting. It's a tough fight already as it is when we're both 100% healthy, let alone when someone has a little bit of an injury or, broken thumb or a scratched lens, whatever it is. This is where I'm going with this, is that I think Tom's probably going to end up having an interim title put on if he can't fight here soon.
He's not cleared to train.
And
he's not fighting anytime soon.
And I saw the face-off between Cyril Gane and Alex Pereira. And also, the reason why I'm going to double down on this is that I also saw an interview with John Jones, or at least a quote that someone took from an interview with John Jones, saying, if it's not the White House, then I'll move on. So if it's
Who said that?
John Jones. He said, if it's not the White House, I'll move on. He basically saying he'll fight somebody else, and whether another event, whatever it is, it's not going to be Tom if Tom's not ready to train. So I think what they're going to do is, I really believe that it would be Alex versus Gane. It would only make sense.
I would love, that's probably the only situation that could be concocted to get Alex a heavyweight title. He could potentially be Gane. Gane hasn't looked chinny. I don't know why he would look chinny now, and he's got great movement. But Alex Pereira becoming a 3-division world champion, the first and probably only to ever do it, would be. I would love that.
Yeah, because then there's also recent video footage of Alex Pereira sparring heavyweights.
Who's that 6'9" dude? I don't know who that was.
UFC. He was in the UFC, and then he left, and now he was with the kickboxing. What's the kickboxing?
Oh, that's Robelis de Spain. He was doing
yes, yep. And then he went to the what's that?
Oh, that dude, that's taekwondo.
Karate combat,
kickboxing. I thought.
Oh, but he was boxing with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's going to be like a Cyril Gane type matchup.
Yeah.
Which kind of then John saying what he said, and Tom Aspinall not willing to fight. Alex steps in to save the day because that's what he does. And he becomes an even bigger star. That's what's made him such a star. And he's fun to watch. People would love. That's the fight that everyone wants to see. I got to be honest. I have no desire to see John Jones and Alex Pereira. I have zero.
I do, just because I want to see John Jones fight. I don't want him to be retired. I want to see him fight. I don't want to see him fight Alex because he beats Alex. And I want Alex to be a 3-division world champion. Yeah. That's what I want. And Cyril Gane, I was going to say, I don't think he was going to be able to beat Tom, but maybe the only takedown attempt Tom did to Cyril was not very good. So maybe he could beat Tom, but Cyril is maybe elite striker versus elite striker and just brute force, raw power versus great footwork. I hope that fight happens. And I want Tom to be, if I had the choice between Cyril and Alex for the title or Tom and Gane rematch, I would pick Tom and Gane. I don't prefer interim. I don't prefer interim.
Oh no.
Or get Gane out of there and give him Alex.
No. I'm taking just from a total fan perspective, and also too, the guy, there's too much legacy at stake. You've got Alex can win the 3rd title in 12 fights, 15 fights in his career in MMA. This guy's got 3 belts. Get out of here. I want to be part of history. Part of watching these fights is we get to see something that no one has ever seen. That's what's driving me these days to do this podcast. I love being able to talk about things.
That's what's driving you?
That's one of the things that no one's ever going to see. Or I want to be the first to see it. I want to see Alex win a heavyweight title.
I would
John
love
can
it.
only win 2. He's going to go 205 and heavyweight. That's it. And he handpicked his opponents. He picked the kickboxer and he picked a 45-year-old Stipe Miocic. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, look, no matter what you think of John was definitely, he's obviously a fantastic fighter. But let's be honest, in that little era of his run from light heavyweight to he was handpicking his heavyweight opponents.
Well, he only had 2 of them. Yeah.
Alex,
And,
though,
and
Alex,
one couldn't defend takedowns, and the
if
other was
Alex
100.
fights Gone, that could be a great fight, end up being a stand-up battle back and forth. Love that idea. And then on top of that, he'll end up having to fight Tom Aspinall next. Where does that put John Jones?
The only thing the problem with that, I get where you're coming from. The only problem with that logic is it would have to be for a real belt and not the interim belt, which means you would have to strip Tom, and that's a fucked up thing to do. Because didn't quit, whatever you want to debate, he didn't poke himself in the eye. So to strip the belt from him, like this is what an interim belt is literally for. He's not refusing to fight. He has medical documentation, whether you believe it or not, saying he can't. So you can't strip the belt. And then if it's Alex versus Gone for an interim title, is he truly a 3-division champion, or an interim title doesn't quite carry the same weight? So I think you just, obviously if Tom is out, then yeah, let's do it. That's what we got to do. But if there is an option for Tom to fight Gone, I would rather them do that, get that over with, and then go ahead and get Alex in there.
How wild would it be that they just put John Jones on ice? They're like, oh yeah, you're back. Cool. Okay, we'll use you when we can. Alex is a bigger star, does better numbers than you, which is, I think, proven. And it will definitely be even bigger once they hit CBS and Paramount, whatever it is. It's going to be huge. Alex is the it guy right now. It's Alex, Islam, and Ilya Taporia. Those are the 3 guys.
You just can't not say Islam. It's
just tell me, am I wrong? Is it not those 3 guys
the
that are
3 biggest pay-per-view draws right now?
3 biggest pay-per-view draws are those 3 guys.
Definitely Alex.
Marab's up there. Marab's up there, I think.
I don't know if he moves the needle. Excitement-wise, like, I'm very interested. I don't know if he actually moves the needle. Hamzat does move the needle because there's so many question marks around him.
Sorry, I left Hamzat out. Yep, my bad.
I guess it kind of has to be Islam, but if they do, like, here's the problem. It's Islam because of what he was looking to do and his opponents. If you get Islam versus Michael Morales, you think that really sells 1 million pay-per-view buys? And the pay-per-views don't exist anymore, but you get the point I'm making. That's the tricky part, where I think Alex could fight a 10th grader and he will still sell 1 million pay-per-views.